Peace and bliss. Welcome back to Reclaiming Our Roots. My name is Tanya. As you saw in the previous clips, we are starting seeds today, and I am ecstatic. And I wanted to bring you all along. I have previously done these type of videos before, but because the channel has grown, we have new subscribers. Welcome. Wanted to show you all what my process looks like. As you saw from the previous clips, we sterilized our seed starting mix, and that's just being proactive in eradicating any potential fungi or bacteria that may inhabit the soil. So it's just a sterilization process that I do before I plant my seeds. And you also saw in the previous clips how I showed you the desired consistency you should have. You want it to be moistened, but you do not want your seed starting mix to be sopping wet. I mean, we're not going for mud pies, so you don't want it to be really clumpy and compacted. You still want it to have some, as you can see from here, some fluff to it. You still want it to have some fluff. And once we plant our seeds, we'll water them in again so that the seeds make contact with the soil and they're watered in so that they can germinate. First of all, I'm going to show you all what I'm growing in the garden this year. I'll start with my herbs and then I'll wrap up with my peppers. So what I'm starting right now, today is Sunday, March 2nd. I'm starting seeds for my flowers, my herbs, my eggplant, tomatoes, and peppers. These things can be slow to start, so you want to get a head start of the growing season and start early. I don't plant my garden out until Mother's Day. That's when my garden receives her flowers, if you will, or her transplants. So I'll be 10 weeks ahead of the growing season by starting early. So when these plants are transplanted, they'll be 10 weeks old. So all right, so without further remark, let me share with you all what I will be starting seeds for and the varieties that I'm growing. Let's start with the herbs. I'm gonna have some marigold, zinnias, violet queen, calendula, velvet sunflower, purple peony, sunflower, dahlias, black-eyed Susans, and that was the Cherokee sunset. So that's it for flowers that I'll be starting. And flowers are great for the garden, guys, not only to deter pests from your crops, but also they add a pop of color and decoration. I just really love them in the garden. So on to the herbs. Echinacea, basil. I mean, if you don't have basil in your garden, I mean, like, what are you even doing? Lavender. This is the red Reuben basil, chamomile, stevia, dill. I struggle with dill, guys. I have tried to grow dill every year and it just flops. So hopefully I have luck. Peppermint, parsley, valerian, oregano, tarragon, chicory, hyssop, marjoram, and holy basil. So that's it for herbs. Now on to eggplant. This year new to the garden is the white garden egg variety. This is popular in West Africa. As many of you all know, my husband is from West Africa and we buy this a lot and we include these in our soup. So I said this year I'm going to try this in the garden. Grow this. Eggplant. This is the long purple variety. I've grown that. I grew that every year in the garden. And I tried and true black BV. So that's the eggplant. On to our cherry tomatoes. I'll start with those first. Black cherry, yellow pear. Absolutely love yellow pear. If you're not growing yellow pear, grow this in your garden this year. This is a sweet, succulent cherry tomato. I ate my weight in these last year. They're prolific. They're delicious. I cannot say enough about these little sweetlings. Grow them in your garden. The next one is the Super Sweet 100. Tried and true. Grew it every year. Very prolific. New to the garden this year is Aunt Lou's Underground Railroad Tomato. This is a slicer. Looking forward to this one. This is the Mortgage Lifter. Grown this several years. New to the garden this year is the Vintage Wine Tomato. Another tried and true is the Red Oxford Tomato. Love this one, great slicer. New to the garden this year is a Slodoki. Trying this one this year. Here's another tried and true, the Brandywine. Growing the red, yellow, and what's the other one? Red, yellow blend. Brandywine. Tried and true pineapple tomato, and these are all slicers. New to the garden this year is the Blue Beauty. New to the garden this year is the Shackleford Giant Pink. On to the paste tomatoes, growing Roma, tried and true, grow it every year, and Amish paste. Onto the peppers, jalapeno peppers, because we love stuffed jalapenos. New to the garden this year is a purple jalapeno pepper. At Varsky, it's a red, thick-fleshed bell. Grow that every year. And I wouldn't even garden if I could not grow fatali peppers. My family, we love, love, love spice. This is not for the faint of heart. This is one of the hottest peppers I have ever consumed. And I know there are hotter peppers out there, but this, I absolutely love it. It has a beautiful floral scent to it. Hands down, if you're into spice, fatali is where the heat is. Love it. Cayenne pepper. New this year to the garden. New Mex E.J. Parker. New to the garden this year. New Mex Lemon Spice. I attempted to grow these last year. They didn't do well, so I'm trying again this year. And shishito peppers. If you're not growing shishito peppers, I mean, like, what are you even doing? These are absolutely delicious. They're prolific. I use these almost as a stand-in for green bell peppers. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. Had a call come in. So let's pick up on the peppers. Now, the pinot peppers. This is not a spicy. It's a jalapeno pepper without the heat. I grow these primarily for my mom and sisters. They're not into spice, so I grow this for them. But this is an excellent option if you're not into hot peppers, hot jalapeno peppers. New to the garden this year is Sugar Rush Peach. Trying that this year. Tried and true. I have a banana pepper. And lastly is the King of the North. It is a red bell pepper. So that's what we're growing in the garden this year as it relates to eggplant, tomatoes, peppers, and the flowers. And I also failed to mention that the flowers are excellent for attracting pollinators, so you definitely want to have them in your garden. Okay, so let's start sowing some seeds, because as you all can see, I have my work cut out for me. All right, so let's get started. And what I do, guys, I keep it very simple. Very simple. You want to have your Sharpie marker, some labels, popsicle sticks will do. So keep it simple. A little rule of thumb to go by when you're planting your seeds. If you can see here, I'm gonna start there. When you're planting your seeds, you just want to, depends on the size of the seed. Like, you can see the size of these seeds. They're tiny, right? So you want your hole to be twice the size of this seed. You do not want to do this to plant this little seed. I mean, this little seedling only has so much energy it can exert before it pierces the top of the surface as it germinates. So depth is important. So I just generally just scratch the surface like so. And I'll drop 1, 2, what is that, about two seeds in there? Yeah, and just cover it over like that, right? Just scratch the surface. They'll germinate. You don't need to go too deep. Again, you always want to look at the size of the seed. Don't overthink it, guys. And a lot of this gardening it really is common sense. It really is. And then you just cover it over like so, like that. So, all right, and then you want to pat it down. And you want to plant more than one seed in the cell because that increases the rates of germination, right? I've completed the process. I've sowed all of our seeds. So after you sow your seeds and you put your labels on, you want to water your seeds in. Kind of heavy-handed on the water. You really want to make sure you water your seeds in. You want your seeds to make contact with the soil so that they'll germinate. You don't want them to be dry. And then I put a dome on. A dome helps retain in the moisture. Now I will put these under grow lights once the seedlings start to surface. And I'll bring you all along for that, show you all the grow lights. I mean, you can find grow lights in Home Depot or Lowe's. You can find them in Walmart, Target. I mean, they can be sourced pretty much anywhere. I use the upgraded this year to the LED lights. They're 4 feet long. I picked those up at Walmart, and I'll share those with you all. In years past, I would just use the little grow lights from like Lowe's or Home Depot. Okay, well, I hope all is well in your world. I know a lot of you all are preparing for the upcoming garden season. Please share with me what you're growing in the comment section. I'd love to learn what you're growing and any questions that you may have for me. Until the next video, peace and bliss.